Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Society and Culture with Cassie. Today, you're with me only, and we're talking about culture today. We can't be a podcast about society and culture without talking about culture, right? So, today, we're talking about the Lomwe tribe. We're talking about the Lomwe tribe because, well, I'm also a Lomwe, which just makes sense to just showcase my tribe. So, Moseliwa, which means hello, how are you? And if I was with someone right now, that person would say Kilipama Kanyewanu or Koseliwa Kanyewanu, meaning I'm doing fine and how are you? And since it's in the evening right now, and we'll say Mosekwa, meaning good evening. So, yeah, Makalavu, meaning are you guys still around? So, let's just get into it. Let me give you a brief background of my tribe, the Lomwe tribe. All right, so basically, the Lomwe people are an ethnic group from Malawi and Mozambique, but they originally migrated from Mozambique, coming here to Malawi in the early 18s. Yeah, I think so. So get ready to explore this rich history, captivating traditions, and some hilarious moments. So buckle up, folks. So let's start. Imagine migrating from Mozambique to Malawi, braving the unknown. Let's say, like me, for example, I've never gone outside Malawi before. So let's imagine me, Cassandra, migrating to what's my favorite country I wish to go to? Migrating to Paris. No, Paris is too far. Let's say what's the closest country in Malawi? Let's just say South Africa. Bajoni, yeah. Cassandra, who's lived for 21 years in Malawi, decides to migrate to South Africa for greener pastures, as most of the Malawians here do. So you settle in a new land. That's exactly what the Lomwe people did in the 18th and 19th centuries, in the late 18th century and the early 19th century. Talk about adventurous spirits. Their journey wasn't easy, facing famine, wars, and colonial rule. But the Lomwe people persevered. We're strong people, guys. We're strong, and holding on to their cultural identity. They just beat everything up and still went on their journey. So let's delve into. My bad, sorry. Let's delve into this fascinating history. In Lomwe culture, family ties are stronger than a Spider-Man web, I'm telling you guys. They were organized into clans and villages with chiefs and headmen keeping the peace. Initiation ceremonies like Jando for boys and Chinamali for girls, marking transitions to adulthood, like once they reach puberty. I don't know much about Jando, but I just know that once some boys reach puberty in the Lomé culture, it's usually done in the summer season, the hot dry season here in Malawi. That's around August, I think so. August, September, October. They take young boys, give them to this other camp, and then they I'll lie, I'm not sure about the guys, but they also circumcise the guys there. Well as at the Chinamali, they teach girls on different things like cooking, respect, um, what's expected, what's expected from them as girls in the Lomwe culture, etc., etc. So these initiation ceremonies mark transitions to adulthood, as I said, and imagine a rite of passage with drumming, dancing, and wisdom sharing. Talk about a coming of age party, like that Mexican Sweet 16 thing. Their traditional medicine is impressive. I should say our traditional medicine is impressive, using herbs like nkunjunju and chidule for ahem romantic purposes, if you know what I mean. Well, we'll get to those juicy details later, so just stick around, guys. Let's talk about these herbal remedies. The Lomwe people have an encyclopedia of herbal remedies, from African potato to Hoodia. They've got natural solutions for almost every ailment. So, want to boost your love life? Try Esinati, Nkunjunju, the African Viagra. Or for a fertility boost, you can use Chidule. Chidule got you covered, ladies. These herbs are like superheroes for your health and mostly your romantic health. Apart from the herbs and the romantic agenda, which the Lomwe are most famous for, they are also great in food, drink, and celebrations, guys. So now it's time to indulge in Lomwe cuisine, Sima. If you're a Malawian and you don't know Sima, actually you're not a Malawian if you don't know Sima, so I don't know. Skip this video. No, you shouldn't. I'm lying. I'm joking. So Sima is there and our staple food in Malawi. It's like a warm hug for your taste buds, you know. We use maize flour mostly, or you can also use cassava flour. And Sima, it's how should I explain this? It's like porridge, but just more harder or thicker. Yep. But let me just say more harder than porridge, because porridge is a bit watery, whereas sima has this a bit hardness to it. Yeah. And then there's the kachumbari stew, guys. This I've tasted this once, and I'm actually thinking of making the stew this coming week. It consists of eggplants, peanuts, and spices. Imagine that. Eggplants, peanuts, and spices. Yum. And then there's the Lomwe's local beer. I don't personally take alcohol, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind anyone taking alcohol. In the Loma culture, there's this local beer called Masese. It is brewed to perfection. And when I say perfection, I mean it. I know you're wondering, like, how can you say that the alcohol is brewed to perfection when you haven't tasted alcohol before? Well, because I'm Lomwe and Lomwes don't disappoint, guys. So trust me, I know. So imagine sipping on a cold one during the Mangwiro Harvest Festival. Oh, I forgot about that. The Mangwiro Harvest Festival is when they celebrate, dance, and give thanks to God for giving them a successful harvest. Well, guys, that was just like a brief introduction to the Lomwe culture. Now let's go deep in the Lomwe tribe. Let's start with their religion. The Lomwe are just like any other Bantu speaking groups in Africa. They believe in an all-powerful deity called Namalenga, the creator, Mulungu, God. Yeah, those are the names. They offer sacrifices to Namalenga through their ancestral spirits whenever calamities, epidemics, or floods before them. This offering, called Isembe, it involves well-prepared beer. As I said before, there's masese, that's the well-prepared beer, which is poured into a hole called imposa, which is a custard apple tree. Basically, a sacrifice is made to propitiate their wrathful ancestors. And then there's the what's the spirit possession. The Loma ethnic culture group also believes in spirit possession. Sometimes the ancestral spirits possess a person as punishment, or as a means of warning the community of immediate catastrophes for their disobedience. Like, okay, here's the thing. But then this was done like way back. Few people believe in this right now, but then I know a few Lomwes who do believe it, but then now it's just because of Christianity and whatnot. This spirit possession thing, I think it minimized because I haven't recently heard of anything similar unless it's demons. So, in the south, among the Lomwe and Yao, it is called Mutu. This is spirit possession thing. Mutu wa ukulu, Majini. Majini, it's also a, a word, a name for spirits in, is it India? I think so, India or Egypt. Another name is Nantengwe or Mpesa. Mpesa is usually used a lot in different tribes. I mean, like for Seventh Day Adventists as well, they nicknamed us as Mpesa. I don't know what it is. In the central, the Chewa and Goni is referred to as Mazangazime or Malomba, this spirit possession. And in the north, among the Tumbuka and Gonde, it is called Vimbuza. Now let's talk marriage. Marriage in the Lomwe tribe. The Lomwe people are matrilineal, and just like the Yao, they face their descent through their mother's lineage. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Basically, it means that if you, a girl, gets married to a guy and you give birth to a girl, that means that child belongs to the mother's side of the family. Customarily, the husband resides at the home of his wife as well, and all the offspring belong to the mother's clan. You know, I like the Tumbuka. Once you marry a Tumbuka girl, it's like you have bought her. You pay and buy her as well as the kids, which is the opposite of what the Lomwe do. We already talked about the initiation ceremonies, but in case you didn't understand it, I'll just repeat the initiation ceremonies. Lomwe traditions do not differ drastically from that of Yao, where, yeah, I've also noticed we really don't differ a lot with the Yao tribe. One of the attributes of the Lomwe people is initiation ceremonies involving boys and girls. As I said before, girls go to Chinamali and boys go to Jando. The Lomwe initiate boys and girls under their parents' consent as a rite of passage from one stage in life to another, mostly from what? From their early what? Early childhood life to their teenage life. And I forgot another thing. Lomwes, we can dance. Even though I dance like I have two left feet, but bro, Lomwe people perform various traditional dances and we're very good at it. The notable ones are Chopa, Likwata, and Masewe, and they both involve the beating of drums. Like, yeah. These dances are basically performed for entertainment and during the initiation ceremonies. And now let's go to the part I was waiting for. I didn't mention this part at the start of this podcast because, well, I know a lot of people skip to the best parts. I just wanted this part to be the climax of this whole thing. The Lomwe people believe in witchcraft. And I know a lot of Africans also believe it. Wait, not Africans, almost people around the world, because if I'm correct, witchcraft has also been there in the early Stone Age period in Europe countries, America, yeah. the superpower countries, let me just say that. So the Lomwe people, just like the Yao, the Chewa, the Tumbuka, and other tribes in Africa and in Malawi, believe in witchcraft as well. In Lomwe, witches or wizards are real. It is these witches or wizards that cause frequent deaths, illnesses, and accidents if you mess with them. We just don't curse anyone. We curse a person if you've done something bad, like it's some sort of a punishment in a way. And witchcraft is also connected to Nsempao and Mtawayo among the Lomwe. And Sempo, it's a disease of swelling of the body alarmingly, which starts when one has broken the old customs. You can swell, you can have a swollen face, your stomach can swell like a pregnant woman's, or any other face. Thus, if a man commits adultery and puts salt in the relish, everyone who eats that food is subject to the disease. So you can see here that in some way it's also minimizing adultery, which is a sin here in Malawi. And similarly, mtayo is a disease which a man gets when he sleeps with a woman who has just had a miscarriage. Both diseases are beyond biomedical treatment. They can only be cured by herbalists. Imagine that. Well, I'll just minimize this. I'll just not minimize it. I'll go against this a little bit. Some of these diseases can be healed professionally by doctors, but mostly herbalists. I mean, in a way, they're also doctors, right? And one thing a lot of people know about the Lomwe is that the Lomwe are well known for their talkativeness and their belief in speaking their mind. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm also talkative when I'm comfortable. That just makes me a full Lomwe girl. For this reason, Lomwe people, if you've noticed very well, are usually given leadership roles like spokespersons, political leaders, chiefs, etc., because we're really great at talking. And as I was saying, as we continue with the program, most of us all know that the Lomwe cultural traditions, including dances, initiation rites, and language, have slowly eroded over time. Like, I know it's a bad example, like a negative example, but I actually don't know how to speak Chilomwe, and I'm ashamed. Being a Lomwe myself, I'm a bit ashamed. So, in addition to the shame-induced suppression of Lomwe cultural traits due to the negative stereotypes discussed above, like the political things, mostly the political things, ethnicity rivalries, and other stuff, have just induced and suppressed the Lomwe cultural traits. And the loss of the cultural traditions has also a product of assimilation into the ethnic communities among whom the initial Lomwe migrants settled, and the general suppression of languages other than Chichewa during the first 30 years of Malawian independence. However, since since 2008, there has been a concerted effort to revive the Lomwe culture, starting with the creation of an active cultural association called Mlako wa Lomwe. I know when I just say that, a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. Mlako wa Lomwe is let me start by defining this whole phrase. Mlako means door in Chilomwe, and thus the name of the association refers to itself as the gateway to Lomwe culture. The Mlako Lomwe Association is headquartered on a large plot of land in John de Mulanje district in the heart of the Lomwe belt. The motto of the group, prominently displayed on a billboard outside their headquarters, is Alomwe Alomwe no Pia, which is in Lomwe means Lomwe's we're in here, like we're here. Alomwe Alomwe no Pia. Lomwe's we are here. That's what it means. The group hosts annual gatherings at their headquarters every October. It actually just happened when was it? Last week? Yeah, it actually happened last week, and it's always filled with people, guys, especially for the herbs, the sex herbs, that is. So it happens annually every October in order to showcase and celebrate Lomwe cultural heritage. In addition, Mlokwa Lomwe has established a small cultural museum on the premises and has plans for both Chilomwe classes and the Chilomwe radio station. I heard about this in I think 2018, if I'm not wrong. I don't know what's going on there right now. I'll have to find out because I also need the Lomwe classes. While Mlakwa Lomwe adamantly claims that it is non-political, a lot of people see a political aim in its creation. This is due, at least in part, to the fact that the founder and first patron of Mlakwa Lomo was then President Bingwa Mutaliga, who died in 2012. He was the co-founder of Mlakwa Lomwe. Bingwa Mutaliga was handpicked to succeed the first president elected under Madipati democracy, Bakili Muluzi of the United Democratic Front, UDF. But after Muluzi lost his bid for a third term, however, after winning the presidency on the UDF ticket in 2004, Bingu left the party in 2005 and created his own party, DPP, Democratic Progressive Party. In 2009, Mutharika easily won re-elections with 66% of the national vote, the largest presidential vote share in Malawi's democratic history. Imagine. In his second term as president, Mutharika was increasingly seen as favoring the Lomwe at the expense of other groups, which is a lie, actually. He wasn't favoring. Of course, he was a Lomwe himself, so he just had to promote his tribe. Who wouldn't? If you're a Tonga and you're president, wouldn't you want to promote your tribe, which is actually fair? And I think people are just a bit jealous because in the Nyasa Times, I think they wrote about this favoritism in 2009, and the disproportionate I've forgotten the name, guys. The disproportion of the Lomwe at the expense of other groups to his cabinet, and the channeling of development to the Lomwe belt. Allegedly, they say that he developed the Lomwe districts, mostly like roads, buildings, NIF, that type of things. But Bingu Mutaliga died in the office in 2012, as I said, and Joyce Banda, his estranged vice president, replaced him, despite efforts to install Mutaliga's younger brother instead, who ruled the previous what? I shouldn't say year of the previous term. Peter Mutaliga is Bingwa Mutaliga's younger brother, who 2019, I think 2020, lost to Jaguera and Chilima of the UTM party. Well, that's sad about the Mlako wa Lomwe. I hope I see you next year in October in Mulanje, guys. Now let's talk about religion. I know a lot of tribes in Malawi converted into religion because of the missionaries like David Livingstone, who came to Africa to preach the gospel. So the religious leaning of the Lomwe vary greatly with the degree of penetration of Christianity. The Baptist Union in Mozambique has had a strong influence in areas surrounding its churches. However, in general, the Lomwes are animists, We are enemies who still worship ancestral spirits. Though most Lomwes would consider themselves Christians, like I am, Seventh-day Adventist, proudly, the traditions of the ancestors greatly influence their daily lives. Recent analysis has led to a classification of religion for the Malawi Lomwe as traditional religion. In Mozambique, it is reported that traditional religion, Christianity, and Islam are found among the Lomwe. I asked around about this, and one source describes the general religious pattern of Mozambique this way. The source said roughly 60% of the population practice traditional African religions, 30% are Christians, and 10% are Muslim. Most traditional African religions believe in one supreme being who acts through spirits and ancestors. Traditional religions are not necessarily viewed as incompatible with religions imported from Europe and Northern Africa, such as Christianity and Islam. Many Mozambican Christians continue to practice with witchcraft, sorcery, spells, and magic associated with traditional religions, which I know that a lot of people in Malawi still do that, even if they are Christians. On Christianity, the university's mission to Central Africa began work at Magomero in southern Malawi in 1861. As the Lomwe are one of the three major ethnic groups in that area, they were among the first to receive Christian witness in Malawi. So many of the Lomwe who came into Malawi from Mozambique in the 1930s, that's mid 90s, were Roman Catholic, the Catholic Church in southern eastern Malawi, sometimes called the Lomwe Church. So they were part of the first groups. Mozambique has also a greater than 100-year history of evangelistic effort among the Lomwe, especially due to the efforts of the Baptist Union of South Africa. The Lomwe are very responsible to the gospel. About three-fourths of us Lomwes would claim to be Christian, with a few more Catholics than Protestants. There is a New Testament in one of the Lomwe languages, but it is translated in 1931. The Old Testament translation is about 2-3 finished. I'd love to read from the translation, but with time, I think time isn't on our side. And that's a wrap on our journey into the vibrant world of the Lomwe people. We've explored their rich history, captivating tradition, and resilience in the face of adversity. Because I know on adversity, I didn't talk a lot about it because Ish. Guys, because a lot of people usually put us together with the DBB party, as I said before, because Mlakwa Lomwe was partly co-founded by Bingwa Mtalika. Yeah. So some key takeaways I can add on all this is that the Lomwe people's history is marked by migration, cultural exchange, and perseverance. And their traditions like initiation ceremonies and herbal medicine mostly showcase their resourcefulness and community spirit. Like, these guys stick together, and despite facing challenges, the Lomwe community remains strong, proud, and connected to their heritage. My final thoughts would be the Lomwe people's story is a testament to the power of cultural identity and community. Their history serves as a reminder of the importance of preserving traditional knowledge and practices. By learning from the Lomwe, we can appreciate the diversity and richness of African cultures. So I think we should preserve these cultures. We should just adapt Western cultures, especially in this generation. A lot of people don't care about their tribes. So please, guys, support organizations preserving that is Lomwe culture, language, and any other tribe. Support their organizations, explore more African cultures and traditions. Like today, me and my friends went to the museum. It was nice appreciating what people were doing in the past, and just share your own cultural heritage with others, like the way I just did. Yeah. So thank you for joining me on this culture adventure. Remember, every culture has a story worth telling. I may have forgotten some points, but keep exploring, learning, and embracing diversity. Bye, you guys. Have a lovely, lovely day.